A Nigerian parent came back from work one fateful day. Their only child, who is only 4 years old, had disappeared. They went to knock on the door of the neighbor. The neighbor said, "I don't know what is going on. Where is our only child?" This is the story of how a Nigerian child who is only 4 years old disappeared. And the parents have now landed themselves in serious trouble. Sit back as I share the story of Bosse and her husband Ade. They both came to the UK on a care worker's visa. Ade was the dependent, while Bosse was the one who has the visa sponsorship. They came with their child, who was very young when they arrived in the UK. Their dream was to come and live in the UK and for their child to have a better life. Everything was okay for this parent. As soon as they came, unlike some people who come and they are struggling to get a job and they have problem with their agency, this couple did not have any problem. Everything was going well. One fateful day, Ade ran into an old friend. This old friend came to the UK after Ade had arrived in the UK. He was asking, "Bro, what's going on?" The guy said, "Man, look, I am building event center in Nigeria and I almost finished building this event center. My plan is if I can build 3 or 4 event center in Nigeria, I will go back and manage it and stop working like a donkey in England. There is a lot of money to be made in the event center." Another of our friends who has already done it, the guy is smiling and he's dreaming money is coming into the bank. As soon as Ade heard this, he was shocked that the guy who came to meet him in the UK is now on the verge of completing his event center. As soon as he got home, he told his miss, he said, "Babe, we are wasting our time. Instead of us planning to buy a house in the UK, the money that we've already saved, let us start using it to build event center." The wife said, "Why?" He said, "I run into one of my friends, Uche. Uche has almost finished building his event center, and he said there are a lot of money to be made. He knows somebody who has done it," and the guy is smiling and money is coming out from his mouth. As soon as the wife heard that, say, let's start investing that money. They started investing that money. Before you know what was happening, they realized that they will need more money. They both started working like donkeys. Before this conversation happened, man used to go to work, or when the mom used to go to work, one of them used to stay at home caring for their only child, 4 years old child. But after they started this project, everything changed. 1 week, this child will be cared for by 7 different people. Today, they'll put the child here, tomorrow here, and along the line, they fell out with a lot of people. People say, "We are tired. You have only 1 child, and you are working like donkey. We can't continue to be caring for this child for you. We're done." So one fateful day, both of them, they were working on this fateful day. Another Nigerian family that came to the UK, they have a 12 years old child. They asked this 12 years old child, when she finished from school, "Can you come and stay at our house?" They showed her where the key was. "Collect our daughter from nursery and you stay with our daughter." That was the plan. They've done it a few times, no problem. On this fateful day, when this 12 years old was looking after 4 years old, she was focused on what she was watching on TV. The 4 years old said, "Please help me get the dish from the cupboard." That girl did not even hear what this 4 years old was asking her because she was so focused on what she was watching. The 4 years old said, "Let me go and try to take it myself." She put a stool under the cupboard and she climbed, trying to take it. As she was coming back down, the stool fell, and that was how the bowl that she was holding fell on her. She landed on the floor and the bowl fell on her. They destroyed and caused serious injury to this girl. The 12 years old immediately panicked. She called the parents, but they have advised her, "If anything happened, please call us." So she did as she was told, called the parents, None of them answered. The dad, that was his off day, but he was doing agency with extra shift that he picked. When the girl did not hear from parents, she did what the school advised her to do in an emergency, which is called the emergency services. She called the emergency services. The emergency services told her somebody is coming on the way. Where are your parents? Parents are not at home. By the time she finished calling the emergency services, the parents saw her missed call and they called this 12 years old who told them what had happened, and she told them she had already contacted the emergency service. No, because they knew the consequences of that. If they come, do not open door. Just pretend that nobody is in the house. When the emergency services eventually arrived on the scene, nobody opened the door for them. But they knew that somebody was inside because that 4 years old was still crying. The 12 years old herself, she was crying because she was seeing blood and she hasn't seen anything like that before. That was when the emergency services, using the power to protect vulnerable people, forced the door open. They opened the door, they saw 2 young children. One is covered in blood, the other one is crying, doesn't know what to do. Where are your parents? They say they have gone to work. Parents have gone to work. How long have they left you here? Told them they've left them for a while. Have they left you here before? He said yes. The emergency services knew they were dealing with something much more serious. They had to take the 4 years old straight away to hospital, but at the same time, the 12 years old cannot be left unattended because she's still classed as a minor. And so they contacted the police, who had to come and remove this child using the power of protection to remove the child. So when the parents eventually come back, and they came back around 8 o'clock, because there was nobody to relieve him for him to come back as an agency staff. When he came, no child. The man was confused. Meanwhile, they have already informed him on their way to tell him that the child is now in the care of local authority, and also the police are now involved. The guy was panicked. Remember, these 2 people, they work in the care sector, and the wife, Visa, who is the main applicant, is tied to her ability to keep her job. As soon as they realized that they were dealing with something very, very serious, when both parents came, they went to the hospital where they were arrested. They were arrested because they have intentionally caused criminal injury to a child who is only 4, who was left unattended by an adult. Because of that, these 2 people, they have landed themselves in serious trouble. Their employer told them, because the police and paramedic, they had to inform their employer and inform the local authority designated officer. When these couples were chasing money, a lot of people, especially those who have lived in the UK for a long time, advised them, say, look, slow down. It is wrong to leave your child with different people. Different people are coming into your child's life every week. This is not good. It is wrong to leave your child with a 12 years old. Every time they tell them, they will pretend like they've listened. But when you leave, they will tell them, don't worry, let's focus on this event center. That is more important. And because of that, their employers have now suspended them, and they've told them that their visa sponsorship is likely to be suspended because these 2 people, they are facing criminal neglect, and they are likely to be convicted because the evidence is overwhelming. And if they are convicted, their visa sponsorship, they cannot work in the care sector again if they have criminal conviction. That means they may have to go to prison, and at the end, they will have to be deported. The saddest part of this story is that this 4 years old and the 12 years old, they are now in care. It was the 12 years old parent that contacted me crying, say, Frank, these people have used their own to drag me. I did not want my child, but I just wanted to help. But she herself, she wanted somebody to be with her child so that she herself can go to work. What are the lessons that you can learn from this story? If you have any child that you are leaving unattended and you've been doing it, you'll be getting away with it, it's fine. Continue doing it. One day, you'll meet your own Waterloo. But if that child sustained injury in your absence, that means that you will be persecuted because you have committed a crime. If you know anyone that will benefit from this story, kindly share so that they can learn. What is your view? Do you think that this is the work of the devil, or do you think this is the work of greed? Don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. If you know anyone that will benefit from this story, kindly share with them. And also, if you have any story that you want to share with myself and my team, you can WhatsApp it to us. Don't call us. I'll see you soon. Peace.